what we realize that has happened consistently has been that once Arsenal takes a lead, or as the game progresses, they allow the opponent to get into it. And for every time that happened, I always question the mentality of the players. And this is where some of my guys disagree with me. They are like, no, how can you question the mentality of the players? These guys have won so many games. How do you question their mentality? If they don't have good enough mentality, would they win so many games? After all, we've only lost 3 games all season at the Premier League. It comes across as very valid. So based on that fact, when I hear such opinion, I try to simmer a little. I try not to argue so much. But deep down, if you are very observant, you can tell that this is not good enough. It's still not enough. So I'm going to be touching some nerves today, especially my fellow Arsenal fans. I've tried my best to stay positive in anything that has to do with this particular Arsenal team since the beginning of the season. Something that's been evident from the beginning of the season, despite the fact that the Arsenal team was winning so many games, Whenever Arsenal seems to be doing well in a game, especially after taking the lead, the team seems to always drop off, then allow the opposition to come at them. It doesn't matter the team they are playing, whether it's a big team, bottom team, it does not matter. What we realize that has happened consistently has been that once Arsenal takes a lead, or as the game progresses, they allow the opponent to get into it. And for every time that happened, I always question the mentality of the players. And this is where some of my guys disagree with me. They are like, no, how can you question the mentality of the players? These guys have won so many games. How do you question their mentality? If they don't have good enough mentality, would they win so many games? After all, we've only lost 3 games all season at the Premier League. It comes across as very valid. These are guys who have won so many games, so why will you question their mentality? Sometimes, even when the game is ugly, they found a way to win it. And we know that Arsenal was not like that before. So based on that fact, when I hear such opinion, I try to simmer a little. I try not to argue so much. But deep down, if you are very observant, you can tell that this is not good enough. It's still not enough, because some victories do come as though they were attained via luck. But because you have won so many, you can no longer call it luck, right? But you've won a lot more games than you've drawn or lost. Based on that, we try to look away from the mentality talk and rest. But events of the last few weeks, losing the Carabao Cup final, now being out of the FA Cup competition, speaks volume about the mentality. If you have a monster mentality, you have to have it all through. What actually qualifies you to be tagged a team with a monster mentality is the fact that you end the season almost with the same momentum with which you started. But it seems at the most crucial time, Arteta's Arsenal seems to be faltering, because these 2 cups that we have lost out would have done a lot of boosting to the psyche of the players, the fan base, and the club as a whole. And now it leaves us with so much fear now. There's not much confidence as it was when the season started, or at the middle of the season, even as at a few weeks ago. The confidence is no longer there, because how could you, out of 4 competitions, just lose out of 2? And you did not even lose out in a competitive manner. You just lost out like you are nobody. So it begs the question, what have you been doing in those competitions? Why did you stay there that long? You knew you were not going to compete. You knew you were not going to fight, or even give it a worthy fight. Why did you stay in it for so long? Because they also became distractions for the EPL title race and all of those things. This is what I'm just going to say. If by the end of this season, God forbid, if Arteta does not win the EPL, I think he should go. There's not even 2 ways about it. He has to go. And I stand on my conviction that the mentality is not good enough for this Arsenal team. Maybe if we get a coach that is more experienced than Arteta, maybe he will do wonders with the boys. Maybe it's the boys who are not even good enough. Maybe we have overrated them too much. Maybe they have even overachieved already, because it's looking like they have overachieved, like they have stretched themselves to the limit, and there's nothing they can give anymore. At the most crucial time, and we've seen this before, I will not be surprised if Man City does not lose any game again to the rest of the season. I'm not saying they will do that, because this Man City has been like this, but they seem to know how to show up when it mattered most, and it's looking like they want to start doing that again. Beating Liverpool 4-0 is enough message to anything at the Premiership that these guys are no longer joking. They probably seem to be finding their mojo, and that calls for big worry for me as an Arsenal fan, and I think every Arsenal fan should be worried. Just hoping that we can go all the way and win the EPL. 7 games is a lot. It is a whole lot to win the EPL. A lot of things can happen within 7 games. I'm just hoping that Arteta will not throw this away, because we've seen it before, especially with those cup competitions. They have not inspired any form of confidence at all. I'm now pessimistic. I'm not as optimistic as I was. I just hope that we can just win the Premier League. If we can win the Premier League, it's a success for the team because the team has not won any major trophy in a very long time. So winning the EPL will do us a lot of good. I've done a video about this before. I said EPL and Champions League, but the EPL is more important than anyone. Even if you don't win anyone, the EPL has to be won. If you win the Champions League, it should be an icing on the cake, but I'm never optimistic about that at all. So I'm hoping that we get the job done. Arteta, if you know you want to stay on this job, you must win the EPL.